Alright, today we're going to be getting all achievements in Doom the Dark Ages. There are 28 achievements in this game, and they include storyline achievements, weapon achievements, as well as a whole host of miscellaneous achievements. Before we begin the video, if you've played this game, let me know down in the comments what your favourite level in the game is. The game opens on the village of Colleen, which is being invaded by the demonic army of Hell. We see a hooded figure saying that the aim of the invasion is to retrieve an artifact called the Heart of Argent. The Hell Priest is aware, however, that this won't be an easy task, as the Doom Slayer will soon be called into action. King Novik, the Sentinel's monarch, is seen talking to his daughter Thera, who calls upon the Creed Bishop to allow the Slayer into battle. The Creed Bishop agrees, however he asks that the temple remain untouched and gives permission to launch the Slayer. Just like Thor in Infinity War, we arrive like a bolt of lightning, and with that, let the achievement hunting begin. So after coming to terms with some of the new mechanics in the game, we receive the Power Gauntlet. The Power Gauntlet is not only used to throw a few haymakers at these helpless demons, but more importantly, it's the first of 3 melee weapons we'll have to fully upgrade for some achievements. After picking up the Gauntlet, we pick up the first of 24 collectible toys we'll need for another achievement. These are often found in secret areas, so we'll have to keep a close eye out for them throughout the game. As we progress through the level, we get our second weapon, the Shredder. There are 11 weapons we acquire throughout the game, and like the melee weapons, we'll need to fully upgrade them in order to start the mastery challenges for each weapon. We'll need to complete all 11 mastery challenges in order to get an achievement. Personally, I think this is a great achievement, as it means we have to try out all the weapons as we play the game. Moving on, we find another toy as we shut down the demonic portals, and straight after closing the portals, we pick up our first codex page. Exactly like the toys, these are collectibles found throughout the levels, and we'll need to collect all 26 of them to unlock an achievement. And after fighting off the demons on the beach, we're tasked with cutting down this absolutely massive unit of a Titan. After taking down the Titan, we see the big bad of this game, Prince Azrak, watching her absolute dominant display of highlights in Chapter 1, and cower in fear, even going as far as telling everyone to avoid us. I mean, when you're good, you're good. And with that, Chapter 1 is finished, and we nab our first achievement of the game, A Dark Beginning. Chapter 2 opens with the Slayer having an existential crisis, and as a result, the tether the Makers have used to keep the Slayer in check is beginning to overload. Eventually, the Makers are able to hit the Slayer with a system update, and all is well with the world. Maybe not for the demons. We begin Chapter 2 by picking up another toy, and another codex page. Most levels have one of each, but some may have 2. We find our first Sentinel Shrine, and these are important as these are what we'll be using to upgrade our melee weapons, guns, and shield to grab those achievements. After making our way through the level, we encounter our first leader. Leaders are stronger versions of enemies we'll encounter, and after defeating them, we'll receive a demonic essence. These essences upgrade either health, armor, or ammo, and we'll need to defeat and grab all those essences to nab a few achievements. After yoinking the essence from this big dog, we increase our maximum health and get our second achievement, Essential Upgrade. We start off this chapter with the Doom Slayer getting into a giant mech suit, which just seems like overkill, but who am I to judge? I really like the design of his mech suit, and to be fair, who doesn't want to see Doom Slayer cosplaying as Godzilla? After slugging it out with a Cyclops looking Titan, we brush off the other giant demons and retrieve the core. We need to get this core out of the city, as it's at the point where it's going to explode and destroy us and the city. But before we can chuck this core, we're rudely interrupted by this gladiator-looking Titan. After defeating this Titan in 1v1 combat, we improvise by feeding him this delicious core. And then doing our best, this is Sparta impression, we kick him off the cliff into the abyss. And with that brutal murder, we earn another achievement, Supersized Brawl. Chapter 4 introduces mission challenges. These vary by chapter, but usually something along the lines of kill this many demons, or using a specific weapon to kill a certain amount of demons. These reward us with gold, which we'll need to upgrade our shield and weapons, but also completing every challenge will get us an achievement. We find another toy on the way, and also our first ruby, which we'll need to upgrade our weapons even further. After fighting our way through some demons, we get our first weapon upgrade, netting us the upgraded achievement. Continuing on through the level, we kill another leader, and get our first armor upgrade. After making our way through the level, we meet our first boss of the game, the Vagary Champion. Champions, like the leaders, are stronger versions of themselves, but they're covered in gold armor which we'll have to destroy to do proper damage. After shamefully getting attacked by an enemy hiding in the background, the champion was one shot. On our second attempt, we stomp him like the bug he is, and get the Vagary Down achievement and finish the chapter. Chapter 5 introduces us to the most badass character in the game, the dragon Surat. If you thought Doomslayer in a mech suit was overpowered, this is just frankly ridiculous. After flying our pet dragon up towards the city of Aratum, we land and defeat another leader, giving us another health increase. We do the same on board one of the Hellcarriers, and after defeating some more demons and making our way through the level, we get to see this cool little Easter egg of the Doomslayer picking up the Surat toy. I mean, look at how much fun he's having with that. We spend the gold we've been getting from missions to upgrade our shield, and in doing so we get the Shield Adept achievement. After finishing off the demons, we enter into the room where the Heart of Argent is being kept. However, our progress is blocked by the witch who's putting up a force field using her level 99 mage skills. I feel like what we've seen from the Doomslayer, he'd have no problem breaking through this force field, but I guess it's needed for story progression. Just before Azrak can grab the Heart of Argent, King Novek, being the absolute chad that he is, calls for the bombs that have been placed to be ignited before ziplining away with the heart, much to Azrak's dismay. And just like that, we get the Bringing the House Down achievement. Back on the ship, the Doomslayer is once again trying to break free from the tether that the Makers have put on him. I mean, to be fair, if I was being imprisoned and under control of a knockoff Jabba the Hutt, I'd probably do the same. Meanwhile, the demon army is attempting to attack the Sentinel stronghold in order to retrieve the Heart of Argent King Novek escaped with in the previous chapter. So, it's once again up to us to defeat this army single-handedly. Although, judging by the looks of this Hell Knight, this may be an impossible task for us. After picking up a few collectibles along the way, and despite closing all the portals, the stronghold's force fields eventually fall to the demon's onslaught, all brought on by this one demon. Chapter 7 follows up immediately after the events of Chapter 6, and we hop back onto a turret to take down this incoming titan with ease. Just like the previous chapter, we pick up a few more collectibles, and defeat the Hell Knight leader who struck fear into our hearts in the previous chapter. Azrak finally gets his hands on the Heart of Argent, only for King Novek to pull the old switcheroo on him. Just before Azrak can kill King Novek, the Doomslayer shows up in his mech suit, and utters the only line he ever speaks in this game. Run! However, the witch quickly teleports Azrak to safety. Embarrassed by his failure of not getting the heart, Azrak takes over one of the Maker drones and asks the Creed Maker for help on getting the heart. The Maker, out of pure fear, refuses to listen, however, and instead has the drone Azrak was using as a puppet shot. I don't know, maybe this guy is a good guy after all. After fighting our way through the forest and towards the Ancestral Forge, we're faced with another champion, the Agadon Hunter. Now, this guy looks like a mini Radahn from Elden Ring, however he's nowhere near as aggressive and is actually quite easy to defeat. For some reason though, we're able to just kick him aside as if he weighed absolutely nothing. But he at least awards us with the achievement, Agadon Champion Down. And with that, we make our way into the Ancestral Forge. Inside the forge, Thera tells us we need to restart power to the heart by activating 3 switches throughout the level. Along the way we grab another demonic essence, and we also grab our first Wraith Stone. Wraith Stones are very important as they're used in the final upgrade of our weapons, which will allow us to activate the mastery challenges for each gun. After turning the heart back on, we're able to use the heart's power to use the Ancestral Forge. But before we do so, we use the Wraith Stone we grabbed earlier to upgrade our grenade launcher to its maximum potential, and we unlock our first weapon challenge. Thera performs a ritual as we watch on, as she gets possessed by a spirit. However, it seems we're not the only one who's watching this ritual take place, as we see the Creed Maker has been spying on us this whole time. So much for being a good guy. As the ritual finishes, our shield gets infused with a shield rune, giving us the achievement Ancestral Blessing. There's 4 shield runes altogether, and we need to upgrade them even further to get another achievement. Using our newfound power, we easily defeat this leader and grab some demonic essence to end the chapter. So, I don't know how many of you are aware, but when this game first came out, there was a bugged achievement where you'd have to upgrade all of your weapons at once, rather than gradually upgrading it to grab the achievement. We, however, didn't have to do that, and we grabbed the Berserker achievement as we loaded up chapter 10. This isn't the only achievement we grabbed that's bugged, but more on that later on. The Creed Maker shows the footage of Thera to Azrak, and it's revealed by the witch that Thera is the second piece of the Heart of Argent. We end up in Hell, and our only goal is to take down Azrak, but to do this, we'll first need to restore power to Atlan, the mech suit. After fighting through literal hell, we destroy the last of his cannons and also finish our first mastery challenge, which gets us the achievement Fully Loaded. 1 down, 10 to go. After getting to the end of the level, we hop in our mech suit, power it up, and get ready for some more Rock'em Sock'em Titan fun. However, this time around we've got a super large shotgun, which is basically like taking candy from a baby, except we've now got a shotgun that takes candy from a baby. After we break through Azrak's defenses, he's nice enough to leave us a little welcoming gift in the form of another shield rune. We get to the world's worst guarded castle. I mean, what is that? He basically said, come right in, make yourself at home. Mi casa e tu casa. However, Azrak is not home, and after defeating some more demons and getting ourselves some extra essence, Thera calls to tell us that we're needed back home as the bishop has called a meeting with us. We return back to the command station for the meeting, and pick up a new gun on the way. After fighting off more demons who've invaded the command station, we pick up yet another shield room. This one gives us a mini turret, which I think is pretty sick. After fighting off the invading forces, we finally reach the end of the level and unlock the hangar where our trusty steed is waiting patiently for us. We have to fly on Surat and destroy 3 tentacle weak points, as well as close 2 demonic portals, in order to progress through this level. We defeat 2 leaders, getting more demonic essence, and getting us closer to a few achievements before closing the portals, and it seems like the giant tentacles that were wrapped around the outpost have been defeated. However, moments later, the tentacle returns through a huge portal, and grabs the outpost, taking Thera and the bishop with it through the portal. Despite our best efforts, we're unable to save them before the portal closes. In order to rescue Thera, we need to go to the Spire of Nerethul, where an ancient god lies dormant. With his power, we'll be able to go through the portal and hopefully save Thera. Side note, but I think the level design in this chapter is absolutely stunning. From the lone tower in the middle of the ocean, to the surrounding tornadoes in the background. For me, this is also where I think the game picked up a bit in terms of pace and the storyline got really interesting. We're greeted on this island by our next champion, the Komodo champion. This boss has got some interesting attacks and is constantly attacking you at all times. After a close battle, we take it down however, and with that we get another achievement, Komodo champion down. After finding a switch that drains the water, we're told by King Novek that we'll find the ancient deity at the bottom of this tomb that will be able to help us save Thera. Before we can do so, we get our final shield rune, Heaven Splitter, which is extremely handy in tougher fights. Afterwards, we use our new shield rune to help us beat the cyber demon, to grab some more health essence. We finally awaken the old god, but he's unable to free himself, which is fair as he's probably just a bit sleepy. So, we hop on Surat and pick up the big fucking gun of this Doom series. Except this time, it's a big frickin' crossbow. Despite its downgrade from previous Doom games, it does nab us the Gimme That achievement. We use the BFC to destroy the outer shell that was protecting the spire, and the ancient god inside it. We enter the spire and let loose this ancient deity, and it turns out to be Cthulhu?
What is this, a crossover episode?
The Slayer jumps back onto the ancient god as he ascends up to the heavens, and with that, we end the chapter, as well as getting the jailbreak achievement. Carrying on from the previous chapter, the old god takes us on a trip through the space-time continuum, and we end up underwater in the city of Rule, in the cosmic realm. After swimming up, we reach a shrine where we upgrade our Holy Sworn rune to its maximum potential. In doing so, we unlock the Powerful Investment achievement. As we progress through the level, we're met with the toughest of the regular demon enemies, the Cosmic Baron, which can be relentless with its attacks, but it's still no match for us, and we're able to dispatch it with ease. We pick up our final melee weapon, the Dread Mace, before meeting the toughest battle I've dealt with so far in this game. This platforming room, which took me way too long to figure out. Seriously, I think it took me over 2 minutes to figure this out. And just to add insult to injury, I missed a few shield throws at the end. We finish off another mastery challenge and defeat this Komodo before making our way into the portal. As we get transported into the Carthul marshes, we need to pick up 2 relic fragments in order to open a portal that will lead us deeper into the cosmic realm and save Thera. We finish off another mastery challenge, and after grabbing both relic fragments, they fuse with each other, giving us the relic key we need to proceed further. We finish off another mastery challenge and finally arrive at the portal the key has been used to open. At this point in the game, the demons are getting tougher and more plentiful. However, this is also a good time to try out our different guns and try to get as many mastery challenges as we can, which we do with the chain shot, which means we're one step closer to getting that achievement. We continue through the level and eventually end up underwater near a shipwreck. Unfortunately, we don't find any lost cosmic treasure, but a portal instead that transports us one step closer to Thera. We fully upgrade our super shotgun, and just as we're about to leave the area, we're instantly ambushed by what looks like massive crab pincers. However, it's just our old friend Cthulhu, and boy does he look happy to see us. But unfortunately, it's not the Cthulhu we know and love, but a different old god who sees us as a midnight snack and swallows us whole. Chapter 18, and we end up in the belly of the beast. To get out, we need to attack the major organs of the old one. For whatever reason, there's a load of demons inside the old one. Doesn't make sense to me, but hey, whatever you're into. This level introduces us to Kako demons, which are the perfect height for us to hit them with sweet chin music. After invoking the spirit of Shawn Michaels, we destroy the first major organ. It doesn't seem to do much. At worst, he's got a stomach ache, so we have to move onwards and destroy another one. We grab another mastery challenge on the way, and destroy the second organ, which seems to do a small bit more damage, but like they say, three's company, so it's on to the final one. But not before dying 3 times just to get this toy, and then not realizing I was standing in acid as I picked up this codex page. Can't believe I died for a page of a book. This is certainly a new low for me as far as lows go. Moving swiftly on past this embarrassing sequence of events, we redeem ourselves somewhat by destroying the last organ, which allows us to use the BFC we got a few chapters ago to take aim and destroy the old one from the inside. We escape, and we're able to breeze past the demons to finally reach Thera. However, as we try to release her from her possessed state, a tentacle comes flying out and swats us away, rendering us powerless. And Azrak reveals to us that there's the spirit of an ancient, powerful god residing within her. First demons in the old one, and now an ancient spirit in Thera. This game is getting kinda saucy. The witch casts a spell to expel the spirit from Thera's body, and once it reaches the first part of the Heart of Argent, Azrak immediately gains the power of the heart, as we can only look on helplessly. The bishop explains to King Novek what has happened to his daughter and the Slayer. Knowing how powerful Azrak is now, the bishop advises them to leave before Azrak can show up. But before the Sentinels are able to evacuate, a portal opens and out comes the helmet of the Doomslayer. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good for us right now. We wake up, helmetless, find out we've been imprisoned, and are being kept captive by the power of 3 ancient gods. It may seem like a lot, but the Slayer removes the tether from himself, self-destructing himself and the psionic prison he was in. Unfortunately for us, the run ends here. Nah, just kidding. We're back big time, baby, as the Zombie Slayer. However, we can't stay as a zombie, so we have to find a way to get resurrected. Before doing so, we upgrade our Dread Mace to its fullest potential, and in doing so, we earn the Melee Expert achievement. Life as a zombie isn't so bad after all. We make our way through the Harbour of Souls, and fighting off what I only assume are zombie demons. We eventually reach a gate, and we're asked for some change by this weird looking homeless guy. Instead of sparing some change for this poor fella, we blow his head off instead and skip the queue. Which, to be honest, I'd be pretty frickin' pissed off about if I'd been queuing for all of eternity to come back to life. But the game's the game. We make our way up onto the ship and quickly fight off the demons, not before defeating the Komodo leader and grabbing ourselves some more essence. After commandeering the ship, we turn the ship around and crash through the barrier, and return to the mortal plane, earning us the achievement, Too Angry to Die. Up above in the real world, the Sentinels are acting on desperate measures to bring the Slayer back to life by holding a blood ritual. I'm not sure if the ritual worked or if it was just excellent timing, but the Slayer arrives from his bloody grave, hell-bent on getting revenge for his death at the hands of Azrak. Our helmet is returned to us, and with that we're back on our way. We haven't lost our touch since we've been resurrected, and it's back to some good old-fashioned demon killing, including this leader who gives us our final health essence, and also gives us the essential health achievement. Straight after increasing our health to the maximum, we battle another leader who gives us our final armor essence, giving us 2 achievements in quick succession. This time, we get the essential armor achievement. With Sarat's help, we set our eyes on the Creed Maker. With the Slayer no longer bound by the tether, it's free to do whatever he wants with him. We find him begging Azrak for help, saying he can still be of use, but he won't be much use for much longer. In this boss fight, there's 2 stages, and to be honest, the first stage is a cakewalk. He fires off orbs that you can easily avoid as long as you keep strafing, and he also shoots off a bigger orb, which can be easily destroyed with a quick shield throw, as well as firing off a single orb that can be easily parried. After backing him into a corner and begging for his life, he starts his second phase, which is a pretty disgusting character design wise. He looks like a load of giant gummy worms mushed together. The second phase is a lot tougher than the first, and his attack pool has gotten a bit more menacing. He's put up force fields either side of you that will damage you if you touch them, all the while having his own force field that you've just got to wait out. He also adds an AoE move that can be pretty deadly if you're not watching where you're going. We do, however, eventually break him down, and beat him quite senselessly with our Dread Mace. Just before we can kill him, he reveals to us that Thera has been kept alive by Azrak on his ship, and offers to take us there. I don't know, maybe we should hear him out? On second thought, maybe not. His brutal death gives us the Argent Return achievement and gets us one step closer to Azrak. Once again we're back in our good old mech suit, but this time we've got a battle buddy, King Novak. Our mech suit may have taken a beating, but even in its damaged state, these titans are no match for our giant minigun. Azrak, with his newfound power, is now apparently able to summon gods, which seems a bit unfair, but we move. We've defeated 4 of these so far. A 5th one's not going to be much trouble for us. Like a scene from Kong vs Mechzilla, we take on the old one last time. He's a relatively easy boss fight. Dodge, punch, dodge, hit him with a laser beam. Eventually we wear him down, and despite Azrak's best effort to stop us in our tracks, by summoning a god, we're able to defeat the old one with ease by kneecapping him and ripping his head clean off. We finally face off with Azrak, 1v1, despite him being in possession of the Heart of Argent. He claims he can never rule as king so long as the Slayer exists, as all of hell fears the Slayer. Azrak has 3 stages, and each one of these is harder than the last. All his attacks are able to be parried though, and I've played Sekiro before, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem, even in his godlike state. He is, however, able to brush off our punches with ease, toying with us, showing us what true power really is. We are able to make him bleed despite him being in his godlike form, and this annoys him, so he decides to up the ante, transforming into a quicker, stronger version of himself with wings. In his second phase, he's able to summon 4 spiky pillars that we'll need to destroy, just so we don't take damage from them, all the while Azrak relentlessly attacks us with the same attacks as phase 1. We continue to break him down bit by bit, until a final parry leaves him open for the finishing blow. He shrugs it off with ease yet again and stabs us straight through the side, leaving us down and almost certainly out. That is, until our loyal big dog Surat shows up to save us at the last minute. Surat leaps at Azrak, trying to defend us, but unfortunately, as the light leaves Surat's eyes, we see that Azrak was just too quick, and was able to kill him with one swift strike. Now, Azrak must not have seen John Wick before. Don't ever harm someone's dog, especially not someone like the Doomslayer. Fueled by rage and an extreme want of revenge, the Slayer gets up and battles Azrak despite his injuries. The third phase is the hardest, and it starts off with Azrak creating mini clones of himself to attack us from all angles. Thankfully, we're able to block them, and as we continue the fight with Azrak, it finally seems like we're wearing him down. We're finally able to bring him down to his knees, and as we pummel him with our shield and dread mace, we finally defeat Azrak. Once he's defeated, we rip out the Heart of Argent he was using to attain this powerful godlike state, and return it to King Novak, who's able to use it to return the spirit of the heart that lives within Thera and bring her back to consciousness. She's confused, which is absolutely fair enough, but also seems to be aware of the power that had lied dormant within her. With that, we earn the achievement, The Only Thing They Fear. And just like that, we're on to the last chapter. It's been a long and emotional road, and if you've stayed this far, thank you so much. Back to it. Thera, with her newfound power, is able to slice open a portal into the gates of Hell, so we can confront and defeat Hell's army one final time. As the Sentinels are tasked with defeating Hell's army, the Slayer only has one goal in mind: Azrak. So remember that bugged achievement all the way back in chapter 10? Well, it's back, and this time we get the achievement Challenge Completed for completing all mission challenges. To be fair, we only had 3 mission challenges left, which we will get along the way for the sake of achievement morality, I guess. We use our crossbow to take out 2 cosmic barons at once, which is when the achievement should have popped, but it's all good. After taking out the 2 cosmic barons, we're rewarded with a toy. Don't worry, we've still been collecting them. This toy is special though, as it's the final one and gives us the achievement Toy Collector. Further on, we take out a Cyber Demon leader, grabbing our final ammo essence, which gives us the Essential Ammo achievement. And because it was the last essence in the game, gives us the Essentially Unstoppable achievement also. 2 birds, 1 stone, nice. After grinding for a while, we also get our final Mastery Challenge completed, and get our 3rd achievement in quick succession, Completionist. After finally wearing down the final champion of the game, we're ready to take on Azrak, who's attempting to make a quick getaway from us. We're able to brush off some demons with ease before jumping and grabbing the ship. However, before Azrak can scurry away like the bitch he is, Azrak can only look on in fear as we make one final push to reach him and finally end this. We battle with Azrak's last line of defense. However, they're no match for us at all, as we're in berserk mode, and we're basically invincible as well as fueled with rage for Surat's death. We finally reach the end and kick down the door to find the witch and Azrak waiting for us. It's a slightly annoying double battle, just as you have to be aware of the witch at all times. And they do switch which one has the force field around them, even when you're close to doing massive damage to one of them. Azrak is less aggressive whenever he has the force field around him, so that at least makes this battle a bit more easier. After defeating the witch, it's just Azrak and the Slayer. 1-on-1, Rust. 360 last kill. Let's go. Honestly, Azrak on his own is a cinch, and the fight's over within seconds. The witch, in a last-ditch attempt to save Azrak, tries to attack us cowardly from behind, but we're able to block it and rebound it and hit her with our own spell. She gets knocked back into the wires and can only look on helplessly as we see an easy free target and throw our shield at her, cutting her in half. Azrak comes to, and the realization finally kicks in that he's lost, and there's nobody or nothing that he can do to save himself. With 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 of our mightiest swings, we finally defeat Azrak, and with that we've completed the game and earned the achievement Game Complete. With Azrak and the demon army finally defeated, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to pick up this codex I forgot way back in chapter 4, earning us our final achievement of the game, Lore Nerd. Guys, if you made it this far, first of all, thank you so much, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like on this video and subscribing if you liked what you saw. It would mean a lot to me as I put in a lot of time and effort in making this video, and also stepping outside of my comfort zone. Also, leave a comment on the next game you'd like to see me get all achievements in. Who knows, maybe I'll pick your game. Thank you once again, and I hope you all have a great day.